minute?
Come in.
You going somewhere?
Business trip. I'm leaving for New York tomorrow.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, look, it's only going to be a couple of days. We'll just have to reschedule my community service.
I'm afraid not. The coordinator of the youth center called.
It's just a couple of legal aid seminars. We'll find another time.
No, wait a minute. You didn't let me finish. Now, Miss Carter didn't call me this time just to inform me that you hadn't completed the seminars. She said she had informed the court. So I have to submit a report now.
So, big bad Dr. Ramsey has a crush on Eve Lambert, huh? I like that.
We're not here to play matchmaker.
Still, Frank, this is very useful information.
Don't get prematurely smug. We still have to figure out how to use it.
Well, think of something. In the meantime, knowing Chris's weakness gives us an edge.
Well, if you had any doubts, this proves that Ramsey is deranged. No one in their right mind would go for a witch like that.
Not fond of her?
We're not fond of each other. When Julie was first arrested, I thought that Eve was the general homicide killer. I tried to intimidate her into making a confession. I even put body parts in her Chinese food.
Oh, you're sick. No wonder she doesn't like you.
After we found out that Julie was the killer, I tried to apologize to Eve, but she slammed the door in my face.
How rude!
I don't like people who treat me like something they scraped off the bottom of their shoe.
Good. Then it won't bother you to use Eve to get at Chris.
It'll be my pleasure.
Well, then turn on the receiver. Let's see what our good buddy's up to.
No footsteps. He must not be home.
Oh, you won't hear footsteps. A snake like Ramsey just slithers around.
I got here as fast as I could.
What's up? I found a bug. I assume you don't mean a cockroach.
You know what I mean. Listening device.
Who's bugging you?
It's exactly what you're going to help me find out. Male, mid-30s, tachycardic, increasing diaphoresis, heart rate's 185.
Okay, get him in room 2. Watch his IV.
Hey, what have we got?
It's Sebastian.
The aortic dissection may have widened. Check the blood pressure in both arms. Check his extremity pulses. Sebastian, how you doing?
Fine. You want to dance?
Oh, honey, I'm afraid I'd step on your toes. Get me a CBC, Chem 10, PTT.
Okay. His blood pressure is down 86/50. He needs some fluids.
If we push fluids, his aortic dissection could blow.
Well, it's your call.
All right, we'll hold off on it. Get this patient down to CT scan right away. Sebastian, we're going to take really good care of you. Don't you worry about a thing, all right? Go. It doesn't look good.
That's an understatement.
Look, I'd like to thank you for your help. I know this must be hard for you.
Well, it's hard to see anyone that's sick.
Yeah, I know, especially when the patient is an old friend of Ellen's.
Well, you and I both know that Sebastian would like to be a lot more than just her friend.
Well, at this point, I don't think he's going to have much time to work on that. Who are you calling?
Ellen. Someone needs to tell her.
You're a good man, Matt Herman.
See ya.
Hello?
Hey, it's me. I'm at the hospital. There's kind of a situation here.
Don't tell me. Someone forgot to come in for their shift, and I've got to fill in.
No. Sebastian has just been admitted.
What's wrong?
Eve is running tests right now. His condition seems to be deteriorating.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I thought you should know.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Well, it's not like I haven't done any community service here. I counseled in the victim offender program with pretty good results, I might add.
Well, the court is more interested in quantity, not quality, Scott. Look, you are short on the required hours.
I need a couple days in New York. Now, isn't there any way you can go to the court and get me an extension on my service time?
The court doesn't grant extensions easily.
Well, they might if you went there on my behalf. Listen, this is not a pleasure trip to New York. We're trying to go and dig up some information on Bardizzo. It's very important.
Well, so is your commitment to the court. It's a matter of priorities.
My priority is to my family. Serena's name is being dragged through the mud, and I gotta stop that, and I need your help.
Glad you can make it.
I don't have much time. Let's get down to business.
All right, this is what I have planned.
Come on, Frank. Come on, we have to hear what they're saying.
I'm doing my best.
I know you may find this hard to believe, but I'm not as popular as I look. Truth is, a lot of people could have planted this microphone.
Who?
Well, for starters, Frank Scanlon. He's angry enough, but I don't think he's all that bright. His brother Joe is too much of a Boy Scout to be this devious. Matt Harmon was the son of a mobster, but well, I don't think he could have come up with something this creative. Other than that, there are only a few other dozen people in this town who hate my guts.
Try to narrow it down.
Who knows? Courtney Canellis is kind of oily. And she could pull this off.
Can you understand them?
I can't make out a word.
Oh, great, Frank. This thing picked a perfect time to break.
If you think Courtney Canellis is behind this, let's bait a trap. What would get her attention?
What else? Money.
You hear that? They're discussing money.
All Ramsey ever talks about is money.
We're missing something important, Frank. I know
Oh,
it.
shh. Yeah, we're missing something really important. He's feeding his fat face.
Code blue, 325 east. Code blue, 325 east.
Matt, thank you for calling.
Oh, no problem.
I was down at the emergency room and they said Sebastian was up here. How is he?
Yeah, I don't know much yet. Eve is with him now. He didn't look good when they brought him in.
Oh, I should have kept a closer eye on him.
Well, he's in good hands. Okay? Eve knows what she's doing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she does. It's just that Sebastian doesn't know anybody in Port Charles. He's, being sick is bad enough. It's 10 times worse when you're alone.
Dr. Pangra, 5542. Dr. Penny Pangra,
Hi.
5542.
What's the update on Sebastian?
Tests have been run. He's resting.
The dissection has enlarged, hasn't it?
Well, it looks that way, but it's going to be difficult to come to a conclusion until I've seen the CT scan.
Of course.
The Lady of the Moon.
Hey, you. I heard you were here, and I want you to know I am highly offended.
Why is that?
Because you didn't call me to tell me that you were having trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been telling everybody around here I'm ready to disco.
You're right. And I'm Cher.
I didn't want to bother you. Besides, you're not my doctor. Eve is.
I'm aware that I'm not your doctor. I am your friend, though. And you can call me anytime.
I'm glad to know that.
You're in a tough spot.
Yep. What am I gonna do?
You asking me for advice?
Who else would I ask?
Well, I am your attorney.
Yeah, well, you know, I never listen to my attorney. I'm asking you, as my father.
Well, you could always fire me as your attorney, but I'm afraid you're stuck with me as your father. Kids don't get to pick their parents.
Well, sometimes parents get to pick their kids. I mean, you adopted me.
It may prove to be something of a handicap. I suppose it's possible that you learned a few things from my failings about what not to do.
I think you've done pretty good.
I have tried to teach you about those things that are worth fighting for.
Yes, you did. And you have to trust what you gave me. And let me make my own decision.
But what I failed to make clear is the fact that I do trust the decisions you make, Scott, even though I don't always agree with them.
Thank you for that.
So now, as father to father, your first responsibility is to your child.
I'm going to New York.
And I'll do my best to secure that extension for you.
Thanks. There is one thing. Having you as my father has not been a handicap. It's been a great thing.
All right, ready to have some fun?
Let's do it.
Money's in the briefcase.
How much is in there?
100,000. Once you go to the park tomorrow at 10 a.m., my connection will give you the painting.
It's a lot of loot for a swatch of oil paint.
Well, it's authentic French Impressionism. Actually, it's quite a bargain. I can turn around and sell it for 5 times that amount.
Thanks for telling me. Now I realize I'm underpaid.
You'll get your 10%.
Whoa, I'm the one sticking my neck out for this transaction. I want 5% more.
Forget it.
Fine. Find someone else to do your black market trades. I'm out.
All right, fine. All right, 15%.
I'm in. That's more like it. Now, how do I know who to look for at the park?
All right, the carrier will find you. Wear a green raincoat. Wait near a water fountain.
Well, give me a clue there, Sherlock. Am I looking for a man or a woman?
I don't know. The dealer said the carrier will have the canvas rolled in a brown paper, plain brown paper, and we'll have a code word for you.
What's the word?
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la?
Well, it is a French painting. Look, just remember, when someone comes up to you and says ooh la la, take the painting, give them the 100,000. Got it?
Got it.
Some password. Ooh la la.
We're just lucky the static cleared so we could hear it.
Leave it up to Ramsey to locate a black market dealer with cheesy passwords.
Let's call the police.
What?
Come on.
To report a poor choice in passwords?
No. To turn Chris in for buying stolen art.
It won't work. He'll just say that he didn't know the painting was stolen.
That's true.
You know, Ramsey must have a pretty big nest egg if he can lay out $100,000 for a painting.
You know, I'm surprised he's letting go of it. He told me he was keeping all of his money in the bank because he had seen his con man father waste all their savings.
Ramsey's tight with money. I bet it would really hurt if he lost that big bundle.
So we'll make sure he does.
My thoughts exactly. We'll, just roll this up, wrap it in some brown paper, and voila, masterpiece.
Yeah. We'll get the money from his go-between. And by the time Chris unrolls the classified section, I'll be wearing diamonds and sapphires.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, is Lee Baldwin out of court yet? Well, tell him his son Scott called, okay? Thank you. Bye. Hey, where have you been?
Afraid I have bad news, son.
Come on, the judge turned me down.
No extension on your community service.
Well, there's got to be a way, for crying out loud.
I did the very best I could. There's no other recourse. You're going to have to fulfill your hours right now, or...
Yeah, or I'm going to Sing Sing.
It's like you're going to have to delay your trip to New York.
Dr. Guthrie to pediatrics. Dr. Dania Guthrie, pediatrics.
We're at Crossroads.
No, we're at your crossroads, not mine.
No, Ellen, you shared this with me. And you have to feel that. I came looking for you, and here we are. It will be absurd of me to ask you to invest time into a dying man. You will be insane to accept such a proposal. But that's what I'm asking you to do.
Good morning.
Morning.
How you feeling?
Tip-top. Get me out of here.
Well, you're not going anyplace just yet. We've got to monitor your condition a while longer.
Like you did last night.
Well, how do you know I was here? You were out like a light.
The night nurse, she took a shine to me. She told me before she went home this morning that you looked in on me every hour.
I don't know why she mentioned that. It's no big deal.
Well, she thought it was. She said she had never seen you do that before.
Well, you're from out of town, and you don't have any family here to look out for you. I was just trying to make sure you were comfortable.
Comfortable enough, considering.
Considering what?
That I'm not getting any better. I knew I had a limited amount of time left. Looks like it just got shorter.
We can never...
I want to go home.
If you insist on discharging yourself, I can't stop you. But I really do believe that you would be better off here than alone in your apartment.
I want to go home to New Orleans. With you. One last adventure, Ellen. Let's take a trip to the city where we both met, where I fell in love with the most beautiful woman in this world. I want to go back there again with you.
Sebastian.
How many men get a chance to meet the woman of their dreams? And I've met her twice. And this time, I just want to run away with you and pretend that it's going to last forever. Or at least till death do us part.
Don't say that.
I want you to know I'm being realistic. You have Matt, and that's good. And I'm not going to be around long enough to come in between you two. All I want to do is just steal just a little bit of your time. Please. Come home with me.
How do I look?
You're gonna try to sell me a wristwatch. Speaking of which, it's about that time. You know what to do.
Collect the so-called painting from the jerk who's been bugging your apartment in exchange for this so-called cash.
Can't wait to see who shows up.
I can't wait to get our hands on Ramsey's cash. Hey.
Oh. Any luck?
Courtney, fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, always the joker. Did you find somebody?
I gave a bum over there $5 to make the delivery.
What? Wait, are you a crazy person, Frank? That PI is going to be handing some bum $100,000 for a fake painting? What if the guy runs away with the money?
Relax, would you? He doesn't even know what's in the briefcase he's picking up. Don't worry. Our new partner can't wait to spend his $5 bill on a bottle of gin.
Can you imagine the look on Chris's face when he realizes he got the shaft?
Taking Chris's money is only the beginning. He owes me for my job, my reputation, for stringing me out on DL 56. I could spend the rest of my life making Chris pay for what he has done to me.
I'm gonna stay out of sight. If whoever's been bugging my apartment sees me, they'll know this is a setup.
Hey, Chris, you want me to hold him after we make the transaction?
No. Now let's let the amateur spy or spies go for now. I need to know exactly who I'm dealing with before I can make my next move. Damn. What is it? I've been spotted. Get out of here.
Damn.
Watch it. What's your problem?
I've just been made. Ramsey, he saw me. He's coming over.
So what do we do?
I'll stall him. You figure out a way to get us out of this.
Me? Frank, no.
I thought you said that Smooth was your middle name. Do something.
Well, you must be about the busiest doctor on the Eastern Seaboard. No witty retort? You must really be tired.
Sebastian Dupree came into the ER last night, and he is very sick.
Sorry to hear that. Has anyone called Ellen?
She's probably with him right now. You know, the life you live, even if it's for one day, always catches up to you.
Fate never takes prisoners, does it?
Call it fate, call it karma, call it destiny.
Can we call it crazy? You want me to go to New Orleans with you?
Look on the bright side. It won't be for long. I'm dying here.
I don't find that funny, Sebastian.
Life is sweet and it's short. Now, it will be a shame for us not to take advantage of everything it has to offer to us. I want to spend my last days with you.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you haven't said no, so that means you're at least thinking about it, right?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Do you know what this feels like?
I have no idea.
It feels like we're in high school, and my boyfriend's walking me to my next class.
Oh, well, I hope that's a good thing.
Oh, it's definitely a good thing. However, I have this strange feeling that I'm not the only reason you're here at the hospital today.
Seeing you is incentive to go anywhere. But you're right, I'm here on business.
Aha. So what's up?
Remember I told you I went to see Julie at Ferncliff the other day?
Yeah, and she asked you to start treating her again. Being the brave soul that you are, you agreed to do it. That still doesn't explain why you're here.
I have a meeting with Gail. We're going to go over the notes she made while she was treating Julie. They didn't work together for very long, but I'd like to be as prepared as possible before I get started.
You know, Julie is very fortunate that you agreed to start treating her again, especially after everything she's done. But just do me a favor. Watch your back when you're around her, okay?
I don't know why, but I just like it when you show concern for me.
Yeah, well, I'd hate to lose you. Because that would mean I'd have to go out and find another roommate.
And that's what I love about you, all that selfless regard for me.
What else do you love about me?
I'll tell you tonight, but only if you make me a promise.
Your wish is my command.
Try to get a couple of hours sleep in the on-call room today. If you keep working like this, you'll only make yourself sick, please.
I will try and get some rest.
Thank you.
It's just not very easy when you have a patient that is hanging on to life by a thread. Speaking of which, I should go check on Sebastian. Thanks for coming to find me. I'll see you later.
Okay. Whoa, incoming. You all right?
I'm sorry, Kevin. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going.
Well, that's understandable. I just had coffee with Eve. She told me you had quite a night taking care of Sebastian.
He's stable for right now, but he doesn't have a lot of time left.
How's he handling it?
Well, his spirits are up. It's remarkable. He wants to make the most of whatever time he has.
How does he plan to do that?
Kevin, Sebastian has asked me to go back to New Orleans with him.
So asking you to go back to New Orleans is a dying man's last wish.
Yes.
Are you considering it?
Yeah. It would make me horrible.
The man is dying. It doesn't surprise me that you'd have compassion for him. Is compassion all you feel?
I have no idea what I feel. Sebastian and I, we have this connection. I am so aware of that, but I know beyond a doubt that I love Matt.
Have you spoken to Matt yet?
No, not yet. I won't until I make a decision.
Any conclusions so far?
That flying off with Sebastian would be the most irresponsible thing I've ever done.
And on the other hand?
Something deep inside is pushing me to go.
You better be putting that shirt on because you're modest.
How about if I'm ready to leave?
I don't think that's such a good idea. I just got your latest test results back, and I'm afraid that I don't have...
Doc, please. Me and bad news, we don't mix. It's very evident what's happening inside of my body, and I don't think I need any more updates.
Well, that's understandable. However, I feel that it's...
I tell you what, why don't you give me a piece of paper, and I'm going to stick a sign on my back that says, good news or bust.
You better stop amazing me, Mr. Dupree.
Why don't you blame it on the power of positive thinking? I don't have time to dwell on things I can't change.
So where are you going to go?
Now, I'm going home to New Orleans.
Listen, I'm sorry that things didn't work out in Port Charles the way you had hoped.
Well, that might be one aspect of my life that I can change.
How so?
By convincing Ellen to come back with me. You don't seem too pleased.
Her boyfriend, Matt Harmon, is a friend of mine. And so is Ellen. And what you're asking her to do, it's not fair.
I met Ellen for only one day. And yet she changed my entire life. And for the last 10 years, I've been living with the hope that I might be able to fulfill the promise of that day.
With all due respect, Sebastian, that sounds beautiful. But considering the lives of the other people involved, what you're doing now just seems selfish.
I may not be on this earth 2 weeks from now, Dr. Lynn. And if you had one chance at something this special, would you just walk away without even trying to hold on to it?
What's up, Ramsey? You watching the birds or waiting for some little kid to walk by so you can steal her ice cream cone?
Gee, Frank, you know, since I made all that money with Lance Pharmaceuticals, I don't have to do that sort of thing anymore.
Shouldn't you be at the hospital misdiagnosing patients?
I like a nice walk in the park before work. You know, it clears the head. What are you doing here? Oh, wait, I know. This is a hot drug spot, isn't it? I bet you got yourself a sideline gig dealing, huh?
Shoving drugs into people is your business, not mine.
Then you must be here to buy. Remember how edgy you can get without a fix.
Those were the days, huh? Remember how I used to kick your butt all the time? You know, I miss those workouts.
You still haven't answered my question, Frank. What are you doing here?
What business is it of yours why I'm here?
It just seems a little odd finding you lurking in the bushes in broad daylight. What are you up to?
Frank, oh gosh, there you are. I told you to meet us by the baseball diamond.
I got sidetracked. Hey, Neil.
Hi, Uncle Frank. Hey, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, Neil?
Chris, I'm surprised to see you here.
Oh, likewise.
Well, Neil and Frank are supposed to play catch.
Ready to play ball?
Sure. Hey, Chris, do you want to join us?
Oh, and bruise those delicate surgeon's fingers? Heaven forbid.
Thanks anyway. Listen, I wouldn't hang around with this guy too much. There's no telling what Frankenstein may be up to.
Last one there's a rotten egg. Let's go. Okay.
What exactly does Sebastian want from you?
He wants us to have a chance to get to know each other.
But something's held you back.
You know, when we discussed this before, you made me see that just thinking about Sebastian is not a betrayal to Matt.
But acting on those thoughts, it's a whole different story.
But maybe we're not giving Matt enough credit. Maybe he'll understand the extraordinary circumstances, but you won't know that until you come clean with him.
But what if I decide I don't want to go? Then just telling Matt that I even considered it would just make a mess. I know he feels threatened by Sebastian.
So Matt won't take it well either way, and you're sure of that?
He won't. And I don't want to say no to Sebastian out of guilt to Matt. It's too important. I want this decision to be my own.
This would be a whole lot easier if someone were in the wrong, but that's just not the way it is.
Obviously, I've got a whole lot of thinking to do. Listen, I know that this is a given, but I need this to stay just between you and me.
Of course. I won't tell anyone.
Now what are you eating?
I got sprouts and soy cheese, a little mustard on whole wheat.
Yuck. Rabbit food.
Oh, come on. Don't knock it till you tried it. Hey, Eve, what's the latest on Sebastian?
Oh, medically not good. But psychologically, the guy's about as chipper as a Saturday morning cartoon. He feels he has a lot to live for.
Yeah, Ellen belongs in that category, I'm sure. Look, none of us have had much experience dealing with terminal patients, so treating him, it must be difficult for you.
It is difficult. It's damn difficult, especially when there's... I just wish I could give him more time.
I'm sorry the guy's dying, but I don't like him using that as leverage when it comes to Ellen. It's tearing her apart.
Yeah, it must be very difficult.
I mean, Sebastian, you know, he has one day with her 10 years ago, and he turns it into this big romance? That's bogus. Ellen has a life here. What, now she's supposed to just drop it all because some guy decides to find her? You know, I'm going to be happy when he leaves.
Matt. This may come back to bite me in the butt, but I have to be able to look you in the eye.
Sounds ominous.
Doctor-patient wise, I have honored my oath when it's come to Sebastian's medical condition. But confidentiality goes out the window when his personal life may have a major effect on a friend of mine.
Well, just spit it out, Eve.
Sebastian told me that he has asked Ellen to go to New Orleans with him.
She'll never go.
Well, he also told me that she's considering the offer.
Dr. Birch to OR. Dr. Stephen Birch to OR.
Hey.
Hi.
The nurse told me you were here. I think you really need to get out more.
Yeah, well, I was considering hooking myself up to a triple espresso IV, but they won't let me do it here.
Hospital policies. Have you tried toothpicks under the eyelids?
Yeah, I tried those, but they kept breaking in half every time my eyelids would slam shut. How was your meeting with Gail?
Short, but it was productive. Working with Julie is going to be a challenge.
If anyone is up for a challenge, it's you.
You know something, Lambert? You're not bad for a man's ego, even when you're dead tired.
Oh, gosh. I wish I could go home with you. This place is sucking me dry, physically and emotionally.
Sebastian's not getting any better.
Well, it's not just his medical condition I'm involved with. Somehow I found myself smack dab in the middle of his personal life.
I thought you said Sebastian was handling his illness as well as could be expected.
Oh, he is. Oh, you have no idea. The man has his whole life worked out. And everything boils down to his relationship to Ellen. He's asked her to fly back to New Orleans with him. And he told me she's actually considering it. But has anyone bothered telling Matt?
I'm sure the two of them can work it out.
Well, I didn't want Matt to have to wait for his place at the table, so I told him. What? What's that look for?
That's surprise. Eve, I know how much you hate people interfering in your personal life, but that doesn't stop you from interfering in theirs.
Wait a minute. I'm not interfering, okay? Matt is my friend. I don't want him thinking everything's honky-dory when it's not.
I understand your line of reasoning. But this is between Ellen and Matt. Ellen should be the one to decide on how to approach Matt.
Kevin, I didn't tell Matt a secret, okay? When the subject came up, I felt he had a right to know.
Wouldn't you feel cheated if someone else told me about your history with DV?
Where did that come from? This is completely different.
Not from where I stand. I can relate to Matt's position, but I also respect your right to privacy. I wouldn't want to hear the truth from anyone else but you. Now, shouldn't Ellen be afforded the same courtesy?
I didn't do it to hurt Ellen. She's my friend, too. But Matt's headed for a fall, and I can't let that happen. I realize it's partly my fault, and I...
Wait a minute. Wait. Back up. How are you responsible for anything that happens between Sebastian and Ellen?
Well, I'm not ultimately responsible, but I am the one who encouraged Ellen to give Sebastian a second chance. Not romantically, just as friends. Ellen was blowing him off, and at the time, I was the only one who knew that he was sick. So I stuck my big fat nose in there and told her what a great guy Sebastian was. And now look what happened.
You couldn't possibly have imagined it would turn out the way it has.
Oh, you have no idea. I'm not trying to backstab Ellen. I just want to protect Matt.
I know your heart was in the right place. But do you have any idea what kind of a jam you may have gotten Ellen into?
Dr. Morager to ICU. Dr. Randy Morager to ICU.
Hey. You look pooped. Can I get you a cup of this?
Did you buy your ticket yet?
My ticket?
To New Orleans?
How did you know about that?
Well, obviously not from you. Are you going?
I haven't made my decision yet.
So, flying away with Sebastian, that falls within the realm of possibility, Ellen?
Part of me was considering it.
What part of you consider telling me?
If I decided not to go, I'm not sure I ever would have told you.
What about all those conversations we had, Ellen, about living honestly? With no secrets?
I want that too, but I cannot see the point in us hurting each other for no reason.
Listen, I know how Sebastian feels about you. What I want to know from you is whether or not this trip would be strictly platonic from your point of view.
Matt, I am so confused about everything that has happened. I am just trying to handle it the best way I know how.
Ellen, you know what? You didn't answer my question. Well, I guess that is my answer. I have work to do.
Matt, please wait. Matt!
Did Chris come home yet?
I haven't heard a thing. Did you find anything out?
I trailed Chris's PI halfway across this town. The guy didn't meet anyone. No money ever exchanged hands. He never took possession of a painting. Nothing.
That was a close call at the park, Frank.
Using Neil as the cover was a great idea.
Don't thank me. I hated doing it. I had to run home to get Neil. I had to lie to my own son.
All for a good cause. Chris seemed to buy it.
No. Nothing is as it seems with Chris Ramsey. I know his style. He's onto us, Frank.
Sorry the plan got botched. I thought the park setup would work.
It's okay. Don't sweat it.
But the mark wasn't there to make the exchange. You don't know who bugged you.
They showed their faces, all right. The only one who had any reason being within 100 yards of that area of the park is the person, or shall I say persons, who bugged my apartment. Trust me, I know exactly who we're dealing with.
Buy any of that stuff about us being in the park to play ball with Neil.
Whatever he thinks he knows, it doesn't change our plans.
Are you nuts? Chris concocted that phony art deal so he could see who would show up to grab the money. The only people with any business in that section of the park are the ones who bugged his apartment. And they're dumb and dumber.
What's up with the panic? You didn't freak out like this when you thought Ramsey stole the money out of the Marcia Cooper account.
Oh, don't even bring up that stupid April Fool's joke, okay? That was then. This is now. And now I am certain Chris knows we're trying to scam him. You know what? I'm done. If you want to keep on going, that's your business.
Whoa, wait a minute. Who came to me with, I'll help you get Chris if you help me break up Joe and Karen? You started this, and you will help me finish it.
No, I won't. Chris thinks we're trying to con him. I'll never get Joe back if Chris exposes us.
Even if Chris is on to us, we can still one-up him because we know he knows. Now, we're fine as long as we don't panic at the first sign of trouble.
Forget it. I'm out.
No, you're not.
Hello.
Hi, it's me. Am I calling at a bad time?
No. Not at all. It's always good to hear from you, Chris.
I was wondering if you'd be interested in a last-minute dinner invitation at my place.
Dinner. Tonight.
Sebastian, may I have a word, please?
Sure, Dr. Harmon. I was just signing out.
So it's back to New Orleans, huh?
On the first plane I can catch.
With Ellen? Is that supposed to be a secret?
No, I expected Ellen to tell you that I asked her to come with me.
Look, let's drop the pleasantries, okay? I don't know how they do this fighting for a woman's hand down south, and I don't care. All I'm concerned about is Ellen.
As I am.
Then what's your problem? I mean, she has a life here. You have been ignoring 10 years worth of living that she's done since you spent one day with her. And unlike you, she's moved on.
I'm not asking Ellen to give up her life here in Port Charles.
Well, you certainly don't seem to mind tearing it apart.
Dr. Harmon, Ellen will come back to Port Charles. To her work and to you. And given my condition, it won't be very long.
So you expect life to just go back to normal after you die? And that justifies you coming in here like a tornado and shredding everything in your path?
I don't perceive the situation that way.
Well, you got to open your eyes. Because that's exactly what's happening.
With all due respect, Matt, Ellen's not a child. She can make her own decisions. If she decides to go with me, she will. If she doesn't, she won't.
You are so busy fulfilling this romantic delusion that you've never asked yourself how this trip might affect Ellen. I mean, ever since you came to town, you've ignored who she is now.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't care about her.
Well, then why didn't you respect her enough to leave when she asked you to? I mean, from day one, it's always been about what you wanted.
I'm not going to apologize for that. I don't have time left to be wishy-washy, Dr. Harmon. Does that make me selfish? Well, you're damn right it does. But don't you sit up here and tell me I don't understand the impact I have on Ellen. She's all I care about.
Well, then you must see that you're hurting her. You're confusing her. Is that what you wanted for the woman that you claim to care for? To punch a hole in her heart and leave her alone to deal with it after you're gone? See, I would never ask that of anyone that I loved.
Thank you for the invitation, but I can't possibly make dinner on such short notice. I'd never be able to find a sitter for Neil.
Be smart and tell him you will meet him.
Can you hold on for a second, please? Back off, Frank. You should be thanking me for pulling the plug. Look at what this stupid plan is doing to you. You're obsessed.
Just like you are with Joe. How bad do you want him, Courtney? You think he'd ever look at you twice if he knew what I know about you?
Are you threatening me?
If you can't tell, then I must be doing a rotten job of it. Let me be clear. How do you think Joe would react to the news that you stole Karen's engagement ring? That you called Karen and pretended to be Joe's private dancer to freak her out? You know, I may even tell little brother about the time that you and I spent between the sheets.
Yeah. I wish I could take those 2 minutes back.
2 minutes in my bed, 2 minutes on the living room floor, 2 minutes in the kitchen. It all adds up.
You're a creep, you know that.
Well, I take that as a compliment coming from you. My reputation is shot. I have nothing to lose. What about you?
Courtney, are you there?
Yes, Chris, I'm here. You know, dinner sounds fine. Neil said he would love to spend the night at Serena's, so I'll just give Scott a call and see if I can work something out, all right?
Listen, it'll be nothing too fancy. Nice and casual. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Now, doesn't that feel better? You made the right choice, Courtney. Of course, it was your only choice.
Ellen?
I, got off work and walked to my car, started driving home, made a few turns, and before you knew it, I was sitting outside here, outside of your hotel room door, tracing patterns on the floor.
Concentrating on patterns can be very zen.
Yeah, now I am one with the floor. But it didn't stop my mind from racing with a million thoughts.
Come on in, we have a lot to discuss.
So, how do you like staying at the famous... Thank you. How do you like staying at the famous Port Charles Hotel?
Well, it's definitely a 5-star. What I am going to miss is seeing my neighbor Lucy every morning in the lobby. I don't care how early it is. It always seems like she's had 10 cups of coffee saying, please don't believe what you read about me in the papers.
Yes, New York may be exciting for some, but there is never a dull moment in the town of Port Charles with Lucy around.
So can you tell me what you were thinking about while you're outside of my door?
Can't you guess?
New Orleans?
Right on the first try.
You've made a decision?
You're not alone in wondering what might have happened if we hadn't been separated 10 years ago at Mardi Gras. I don't want history to repeat itself. I'm not letting you go to New Orleans by yourself.
That sounds better than I ever dreamed. It means to me more than you ever realized. But I'm sorry, Ellen. The offer no longer stands. I'm going home without you.
Have I lost my mind? Or did you just say you don't want me to go to New Orleans with you?
This is going to be difficult to hear, but things have changed.
What things?
I've had some time to think about this trip, and I don't think it's the right thing to do.
Sebastian, you have been on a one-man crusade to get close to me ever since you came to town. What about fate, destiny, everything that brought you here to Port Charles?
Maybe I put too much faith into something I wanted to believe was true. That doesn't make it right. I have upset your entire life, and that's unfair.
This is incredible.
Ellen, I have been more selfish than I have the right to be. And you don't deserve to be uprooted like this.
That's already happened, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I don't want you to try.
Finding you again has been a blessing. I wanted to know how you were, if you were happy, and you are. The knowledge that you have a great life is a greater gift to me than anything else I've ever wanted.
Are you done?
Apparently.
Then explain to me what's really going on. First, you begged me to run away with you. Now you're doing everything in your power to convince me otherwise? I hope you don't expect me to take this with a silent nod as you disappear into the night.
I didn't know what to expect.
Well, then let me fill you in on a few things.
Oh. Wow. Wow. Am I missing something here? I thought you said this was casual.
Well, is this too much?
No, are you kidding? It's lovely.
Not a girl, Courtney. Reel him back in.
Wine?
Well, it's Mom's night out. Why not, huh?
How was the game at the park today?
Oh, it wasn't really a game. Frank and Neil just played catch. It's just too bad Frank had to join us instead of you or Joe. Frank can be such a loser sometimes.
Yes, I heard that, Courtney. Very funny.
But Neil seems to like his uncle, so what could I say?
Well, Frank functions at a 7-year-old's level. It's understandable why Neil would relate to him so well.
I don't like it. He's not a very good influence. I mean, if he's not complaining about all the things that have happened to him lately, he's telling yet another pathetic stories about his glory days before the knee injury. I mean, come on. It's been like 10 years and the guy still thinks he could have been Jerry Rice.
Come on, Courtney. What are you up to?
It's obvious who got the brains in that family. I mean, Joe may have his brother's Neanderthal style, but at least he was able to get himself through med school.
You know, I'm just so glad you've taken an interest in Neil. The more good influences, the better.
Well, let's just cross our fingers that Neil doesn't get any of Uncle Frank's defective genes. Otherwise, you might end up with a career fry cook.
Bite your tongue.
Oh, you two really deserve each other.
I'm glad you could show up on such short notice.
So am I. What smells so good?
Your favorite, lasagna. Yes, we have a nice Cabernet and scintillating conversation, as always.
What's the occasion?
I just really enjoy your company. You know, I saw you at the park today, and I just sort of suddenly realized what a sweetheart I'm dating. Really, you're a terrific mother, great friend, not to mention a total babe.
Okay, okay, stop. You're embarrassing me.
Oh, I can't help it. I was looking at you and missing you at the same time. I sort of had to invite you over tonight. What? You don't believe me?
No. It's not that. It's just I don't deserve this praise.
Come on, of course you do. Courtney, you're a fantastic person.
Well, I could tell you a few things to change your mind.
Like what? You ripped the tags off of mattresses or something?
I've been lying to you, Chris.
Are you out of your mind? Don't do it, Courtney.
Hey, what's been going on? Particularly the part I've played in it. It's time I told you the truth.
Ellen? Ellen, you home?
Everything you said is true. You haven't said a single thing I haven't considered already. Yes, I am sacrificing a lot by going with you. Yes, my life is uprooted. But here I am.
And that's my fault. I never really gave you a chance to think it out clearly. And to top it off, I never even thought how you would be after I'm gone.
I have thought about it. And I figured at the very least that you'd want a great New Orleans funeral, complete with jazz band.
Well, you're right about that. Ellen, I cannot ignore the reality of what I'm doing to you.
You know, Sebastian, you once asked me if I was always going to play it safe for the rest of my days or if I was ever going to go with my gut.
And you said it was an unfair question, that I can't afford to be spontaneous because I won't be around long.
I was wrong.
No, you were right. I see everything in moments. What's happening now, not what's happening 5 minutes from now. But you don't have to live like that.
Yes, I do. Oh, There is no time for me to sit around and mull over how this is going to affect me later. Maybe things would be different if you weren't ill. But I don't have time to second-guess myself. And my instincts tell me to go to New Orleans with you, and there is nothing you can say that will change my mind.
I guess fate has taken its course.
I suggest we let it.
Chris, please. Just don't judge me.
Courtney, you don't have to confess anything to me. No, as far as I'm concerned, we're doing great together. Whatever you've done, I figure you must have a good reason.
I've been impersonating Marcia Cooper.
Courtney, why on earth would you pose as a serial killer?
Frank made me do it.
Oh, you worthless, no good.
What was Frank after? Why Marcia Cooper, of all people?
All I know is Frank forced me to oversee an account that belonged to Marcia Cooper.
Frank must have hung something pretty heavy over your head to get you to agree to that.
At this point, I'm sorry it wasn't a cement block.
Frank found out that I never filed taxes from that payoff from the Canellis estate. And he threatened to turn me in if I didn't help him. That's why I never wanted to go into PC National with you. I was afraid the bank manager would call me Marcia.
Frank's no genius, but he's not a complete idiot either.
What are you saying?
It's obvious, Courtney. You're supposed to be loaded. Why didn't I just blackmail you for the Canellos money?
Why didn't Frank just blackmail you for the Canellos money?
I lied to you when I told you I had all that cash in a safe deposit box. The truth is, I only kept a little money for myself, and the rest I put in Neil's name. Frank couldn't get to it.
Well, that was some choice you had. Pose as a killer, or Frank rat you out to the IRS.
I didn't feel I had any real options.
Well, if the money in the account was Julie's, then Frank must have really wanted to get back at her for lying to him all those months.
Yeah, that would be almost heartbreaking if it was true. But all Frank cares about is money. He's totally obsessed. He keeps ranting about how you cheated him out of his share of the land steal and how that money is rightfully his and Chris Ramsey is going to pay.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
He can't stand the thought of being poor. The idea of spending the rest of his life as a fry cook at the recovery room just makes the guy totally crazy.
Oh, Courtney, you haven't seen crazy yet.
Look, as far as the Lance Pharmaceutical thing goes, I did the research. I perfected DL-56. Yeah, Frank served a purpose, but in the end, he turned out to be more of a liability.
Chris, really, you don't need to explain to me. I don't care about any of that stuff. I owe you a big apology.
No. The only person I blame for this is Frank Scanlon.
Don't lie to me, Chris. You can't possibly see me in the same light.
I see you in a better light. I'm flattered that you trust me this much. It took a lot of courage and faith to tell me the truth. Thank you.
You are impossibly sweet. Come here.
Did you say Neil is spending the night with Serena?
Yes.
Good. Then you can spend the night with me.
What about dinner?
I'll make it up to you with breakfast.
Looks like I underestimated the little witch. That's all right. Whatever you're up to, Courtney, I'm way ahead of you.